how do you see the entire industry moving with a new revolution today?
Extremely fast. It's like zip, zap, zoop.
Today, what are the steps that you're taking to keep yourself at the top again?
I need to upgrade myself to AI. That's not great. Just upgrading is not sufficient. My major challenge is I'm using mobile. What is that I use my mobile for? Making calls, WhatsApp, Instagram, Reel, and YouTube Reels time pass. That's it. Which I want to leave as addiction. But it's like so many features which are there in my mobile which I don't even know and I don't even care for.
Today, maybe your code is probably being generated by AI. In the next 2 years, these guys may not even have a job. Today, it's easy.
That's what I said. They are in the comfort zone. You cannot be just a developer. Developer is a doer job.
Correct.
चिंगारी है, आग लगना बाकी है अभी. आग लगेगी जब लोग is आग लगेगी. Correct. Job जाएगी मैं बोल के नहीं बोल सकता, but the way they approach towards a solution
Absolutely
is going to change.
Just that in our everyday lives as well. Today, people are taking dating advice from AI. So,
Oh, you're absolutely right. Unfortunately, we did not have that opportunity.
hello everyone, and welcome to this new podcast series that me, Naman Soni, who is going to be the host, and you can say my father, as you know him, who is going to be my co-host. And this podcast series is going to be known as the Doer podcast. Now you must be wondering why. Because my dad over here, he has seen the last 30 years of the entire industry and a lot of different technical advancements and industry revolutions. But right now, all of us are witnessing something really incredible, and that is the changes in the entire industry with AI. So the aim for this particular podcast is pretty simple. We're going to curate a series in which we are going to talk about a lot of different AI concepts that affect directly the developers of the industry and the architects of the industry. So let's kick off our first episode today, and this is probably going to be just a pilot episode where we are actually starting the discussion on how things have changed with AI and what development looks like in today's world. So how are you doing?
I'm older. You are my bap now.
Before anything, I would just like to introduce yourself to our audience so that they know us better. Many people might know us through Reels over here, but there was no formal introduction. So can you just start off with that? Who are you, and what have you been in the last 30 years? What is your background? Just get the conversation going.
See, basically, as at least you know me, started sometime in 1996, my career after graduating from a college called a CBIT in Hyderabad. And at that time, IT was just starting.
And everybody was just going to America.
Everybody, almost all my classmates are in US right now. Out of almost 57, I think 55 are in US. Hardly a couple of them, and one of them is me, who stayed back in India. And that too, I stayed back because my visa got rejected, fortunately. Fortunately, it was rejected.
Interesting.
And I could make my career over here. I started, my first job was as a lab coordinator in a software training institute. And that itself became my inspiration to start my own organization. And that is when I wrote a certification of VC++ in 1997. And because I cleared that exam, and probably I was the first or maybe second in Twin Cities in Hyderabad and Secunderabad, it was a big enough motivation to start Deccansoft, which again is a training institute coming from the background of training. Definitely coming from the family which is majorly into business. Idea was clear, I'm not going to work a lot. It will be the business which will be my long-term career goal. So did not want to go into family business, did not want to go to US, right? And had to do something. So wrote a certification, got confidence, started Deccansoft, and now Deccansoft is like almost 28 years old. I've been working almost 29 years, started with VC++, moved on to C++. I mean, did reverse though, but yes, moved on to Visual Basic. Then it was ASP. Parallelly, Rahul joined as a partner. He was teaching Java. I had the opportunity to teach ASP at that same time. But when we saw Java was in big boom in 2000, we moved to Java. I was teaching almost 6 batches of Java. Rahul was teaching 6 batches of Java. That was Java Hava at that time. complete Java Hava.
That's a new term, the Java Hava.
So that is how it was actually in 2000. And then 2001, everything was gone.
Collapse.
The Java Hava gone, right? And rather, if people knew Java, they were not even getting married. That was the situation. And that is when I got into .NET and stayed into .NET career for almost more than a decade.
Yeah, as long as I know, you've been with Microsoft for a really long time.
Exactly. Except for the short period of time when I was with Java, I moved on to .NET. And sometime in 2014, I actually got into Microsoft Azure. So that solid 10 years from 2024. Now comes the main important thing. It was in the late 2024, sometime in November or December, I actually realized that Azure is going to get saturated and AI is the thing which is going to rule the world. Yes, probably I was late also, but I knew that Azure is going out. So gradually I started shifting from Azure to AI, and today all I do is AI training and all the courses and the application development. I see AI everywhere.
It's not just that. In our everyday lives as well, today people are taking dating advice from AI. So,
you're
absolutely right.
Unfortunately, we did not have that opportunity.
Anyway, so from what I understand over here, you have seen a massive transition from the start of your industry where practically people were just building Windows-based applications, and then they moved on to building mobile-based applications, and then they moved on to cloud computing. So these are really major revolutions in the entire IT industry that you have witnessed. Keeping that perspective, how do you see the entire industry moving with a new revolution today? What is the present scenario that you notice today?
See, one thing I can definitely tell you, I have seen the industry transitioning, and that's how I also got my career transition from Windows programming to web programming to mobile application development to cloud. But the way I have seen the change happening in last 30 years, and then the change which has happened in last 1 year,
Drastic.
it's extremely fast. I mean, even before we realize that something is coming, it's already on our plate.
100%.
And we have to, even I am overwhelmed with the way new things are getting innovated, with the way AI is shaping itself, with the way people are applying AI in different contexts. There are so many things happening. So yes, even I am actually overwhelmed in the way AI has come in the last 1 year. And my career, I would say, has shifted fastest in last 1 year when compared to maybe the 28 years of my experience in the industry. It was a gradual change happening. But here, it's like zip, zap, zoop.
But you know what I trust, because I've seen you, of course, since my childhood, you're my father. So with every revolution, there's a downfall that happens, and the upward trend is insanely big. So yeah, I definitely believe that we both together today are going to be able to take that upward trend with AI and come out on the top again, like you did with every cycle of development and cloud computing. And now finally we are together.
Hopefully, yes, this Jodi will work together.
So anyway, coming to my next question, although all of this seems quite overwhelming, today what are the steps that you're taking to keep yourself at the top again?
See, first thing, my challenge was very simple. I need to upgrade myself to AI. And just upgrading is not sufficient. My major challenge is the subject which I learn and I apply with my team who works on various projects. I should be able to use that to transform the entire learners who come to me with the hope that they want to upskill.
So it's your real-time experience that you're gathering from the project developments that are being done with your developers, and then you are able to apply that.
See, that has been always there.
Okay.
That's not something new for me. The major reason why I was able to deliver quality subject all the time was I was practically involved in a lot of project life cycles.
Absolutely.
I was sitting with them and doing unlike any other ordinary trainer who would simply do by hearting of the subject. No, I was not like that. In context of AI, I just need to, I basically understand that it's all about knowing that this can be done, and with proper approach towards prompt engineering and But with AI, things are quite different. Doing is no more now something which we'll have to worry about. Right? Doing is already taken care by AI.
Yeah, practically writes every possible code today.
Exactly. So AI is going to write almost every code for us. The developer role, I would say, actually has to be elevated. You are not going to be anymore working like a classical developer. Basically, I talk about there are 4 types of developer. I mean, that's how I identify.
So what are those 4 types?
The 4 types of developer, yeah, good question actually. See, people should know. I treat the industry has now 4 types of developer.
I know that you're going to take a very personal angle on this, and this is not a proper industry trend. So I'm going to be enlightened to hear. So go ahead.
No, I've asked many people how many types of developers you know. Most of them told me front-end developer, back-end developer, full-stack developer, database developer. So that's absolutely shit now. I mean, that's gone. We don't even categorize ourselves. Industry now has just one category developer, but I have a different perspective altogether. I know there is one type of developer who are like traditional developer. These are pro developers, like I used to be, professional developer. Give me a task,
And you'll get
I know the entire API properly. I know where to use which class, how the methods have to be invoked, write the code very systematically, highly optimized, pro. But these are people who still believe that we have to continue writing pro code, professional code, and we don't need the support of AI. Or these are the people who are continuing to write professional code by themselves manually for probably the reason that organization has not yet adapted AI.
Yeah, that is one very big problem actually. A lot of organizations have a very restrictive approach to many different AI tools.
Anything which comes new, enterprise cannot just accept immediately. They have to first validate it.
Absolutely.
So AI has good side, bad side. So right now the industry, the enterprises are actually validating if AI can only do good to them, because there is huge amount of proprietary data, proprietary code, which they can't just simply trust somebody and give it to AI, because AI needs input.
Correct.
वो भूखा है, उसको खाना देंगे आप, खाना आपका कोड है, आपका पर्सनल, it cannot be done like that. So people are little reluctant, or they are becoming cautious and sometimes overcautious, and ensuring that they are probably taking staggered approach towards moving to AI completely. So I know I do corporate training multiple places. So there is one corporate, don't want to name, but they are still doing classical application development. They are still having code which is probably in VB6, and the applications are working fantastically. That is way before this century. Last century code is what is being continued today also.
Insane.
Yes, now they want to upgrade. But I know they are not using AI still. So what is the developer thing going to do now? They have to continue with classical development. So they are not even willing to use GitHub Copilot for their application development. Whatever reason they have, the management is implementing probably in staggered way for the entire organization, being a very large organization, trying to find out pros and cons. But there are one category of developer today, the pro developers, who are absolutely professional coders who do everything from ground up on their own. That's first category.
So this basically amounts to one thing, which is these developers, they are very good at problem solving. That is the first thing. But they probably have an overhead today about remembering APIs, the different classes, the exact syntax, although that does make them highly proficient. But I think that with the transition of the industry in AI, you got to adapt to how AI is moving these developers to the next category that you have to tell me.
See, basically, I put this in a little different way. The developers don't have to use their cognitive services anymore. A lot of their brain is now supported by AI brain. The way I actually narrate it is, you know, Albert Einstein, right? So everybody has Albert Einstein along with them when they have AI supporting them. So imagine now, I have my brain, which has been decently good. And now with me, the co-developer is the Albert Einstein who is supporting me with all his knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
And Albert Einstein is also bacha. in front of the kind of knowledge which AI has gained by consuming the entire content from the world which is available on internet and various public domains.
Correct.
So I have this power and I have my own knowledge, I have my own experience. So the cognitive services like what I used to do in the past, I don't have to do the same things today. I need to probably focus more on other aspects where AI won't be able to substitute developers directly. So yes, a normal regular developer's task is already being done by AI is the fact. But some people are not yet adopting that. That is first category I said. Going to the second category, these are non-coder developers.
Yeah, that is actually a category today because Instagram, it's you. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm accepting that. So everybody and everywhere, every social media platform is possibly filled with people of different domains that do not have a lot of technical expertise like me, and they are able to build not, I would say, elaborately complex applications, but they're able to get their job done with application development as well. Maybe creating some static web pages or rather a full-fledged application, not involving a lot of APIs, I would say. But that task, which would actually take an outsourced developer for today's non-technical people, is being done by themselves because of AI. So yeah, Albert Einstein, bacha hi hai. And that's how AI has been augmented for people like me who are non-coders.
Yeah, that's a real, I think audience should know. It's really most unfortunate thing, a pro developer producing a non-developer. That's how the world has become. But yes, yeah, there is the category of people who are like business specialists, domain specialists, and they want something instantly. And they don't have to now look forward to probably hiring a development team. They just need to demand for a particular task and AI is able to almost create a complete application. There are ready-made tools available like Lovable or Replit or so many tools which are like minimum viable product can just be created by them on the fly without writing even a single line of code, rather without even knowing what is happening behind the scene. They don't understand any word of React. They don't understand what is database. They don't understand what is front end, back end, nothing. And they are able to create. Rather, you do not know this, but your teacher in 12th class, your mathematics teacher, Pikun Lenka, he actually happened to be meeting me sometime and he gave me an extraordinary experience. He said, I'm able to use AI and generate a single page website for my students where they are able to just ask what is that weak points they have and what are the important topics they are supposed to learn, and it's able to tell them these are the topics which they can invest more time, these are the topics which it can. I mean, he knew the formula and he just used AI and created a complete web page and is now sharing it with them.
So basically the major takeaway from this, I would say, is although developers are still relevant, then it's not like people are not going to code.
Basically, these are two extremes.
Yeah, exactly. So the dependency of domain-specific people, like my maths teacher, Mr. Pikun Lenka, the dependency that they have on other people for creating digitalized products, like the website he made, which can, automate mathematical question generation, that has been completely removed and eliminated because of AI, because that guy knows how to use AI.
Exactly. So you have two extremes, as I said. One is the professional developers who are building large-scale enterprise applications and not using AI. And the other is the domain specialist who are just with the help of AI creating certain pages.
Yeah, small applications.
But the transition is important. You can't just continue a professional developer for an enterprise with the knowledge what a beginner or a domain specialist would have. That is where the developers of today are going to be more productive by using AI. So all the developers, whether you're a Java developer, Python developer, or whether you're a .NET developer, PHP, any kind of developer you are, today you have to use tools like AI, GitHub Copilot or Cursor, and then
Figma,
apply
whatever.
So there's so many tools actually. So basically everything which you do on a routine basis, right? Whether it is writing code or whether it is refactoring the code, creating unit test cases, creating automated tests, or all those things which we do on a routine basis, everyday basis, now we have to delegate to the AI. We just can't do those things ourselves now. They are supposed to be delegated. So developer has a lot of free time today. Basically, so this is the third category. The professional developers accepting that AI is the way to go forward, and they are aligning their development with the knowledge what they get with the help of AI. Basically,
AI assisted developers.
exactly. AI assisted, you call it as AI augmented, you call it whatever. That is a third category. And I think most of the people are in this particular category. Every time I take a batch, I ask for the survey and I get maximum. People are in first category. People are little reluctant to accept they are still in first. But then the corporate world is holding them to move, restricting them. Second, I don't get those kind of people under me because only my friend. It's technical people. The third is the most common category,
which is AI assisted.
AI assisted developer. People have started using GitHub Copilot left and right.
So that brings me to another very interesting point. The developers of today that I have noticed, and in many organizations as well, we can say that the organization has restricted them. We can say that they are not willing to upskill them. But this is a trend that is going on. A lot of developers who are working professionals, not the people who are building their own applications like a startup or providing services as
Enterprise employees.
Let's say enterprise employees. These people, for them, the entire definition of AI assisted coding is just using things and tools like either GitHub Copilot or Cursor. But since I have been in the industry and I've been attached to you and I've been knowing a lot of different AI tools lately, I have seen there are so many different tools that can help you at every stage of the entire development life cycle.
Exactly. People are using, rather GitHub Copilot, people are not using it.
Yeah, that is one more thing. They're just prompting and they're getting replies.
I'm using mobile. What is that I use my mobile for? Making calls, WhatsApp, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Reels time pass. That's it. Which I want to leave as addiction. That's one thing. But yeah, these are the things. And sometimes take photographs. But it's like so many features which are there in my mobile which I don't even know and I don't even care for. Exactly same thing, unfortunately, is happening with GitHub Copilot. Organizations have given GitHub Copilot license to all. They have not even bothered about any professional training on that. And people have just started using GitHub Copilot like the way they use mobile phone, which is newly given to him, without giving a features list to them. Rather, Microsoft has created GH300 GitHub Copilot certification. It was very recently I wrote that certification to test my knowledge. And trust me, it has awesome features, especially for the enterprise. Awesome. You can create policies. You can have your own warehouse of code base, which can be used as the base for generating new code from the AI GitHub Copilot models. You can link it to the different, it's a plethora of features which are available in GitHub Copilot, but people don't know. Why? They have not listed those features. They have not bothered. They just started using it.
Yeah, it made
that third category has to really work on this. This third category, something should compulsory work on this part and improve their ability to go code using GitHub Copilot or maybe Cursor, or even Amazon has similar tool, and many more are coming up every day. But industry is somehow aligned more to GitHub Copilot because of the enterprise integration
and GitHub
and GitHub, Microsoft. And they have done excellent integration with enterprise GitHub. Enterprise GitHub itself is pretty well integrated in GitHub Copilot, the enterprise edition. So here's the category 3. Pro developers who have adopted AI compulsory should go deep dive into GitHub Copilot and target GH300 GitHub Copilot certification.
That's one takeaway for you all from this.
Exactly.
So one very interesting pattern that I've noticed over here, because the AI industry and the technical industry is transitioning so quickly, and because of that, the entire work of a developer is probably reduced to 20% of what he would actually do in terms of writing code. People are also having this lethargic tendency where they are okay with just writing a prompt, getting their code generated and submitting that code. They don't even want to explore further, and that's where they are
Very good point you have raised here. See, coding is now delegated to AI. All the code AI is writing. So what is the job the developer will have? And they are now going into comfort zone, not probably upskilling to the next level. And that is actually going to be shaking their career in future. It's like getting stagnated with AI also.
Correct.
So that is the third category of people.
So these third categories of people, another point like I would really like to make the entire audience aware of is, today maybe your code is probably being generated by AI, some snippets of it, probably an entire HTML file or entire JavaScript file as well. These developers assume that their task has been made easy, but because the industry is moving up so much at such a pace, if they don't go from mere coders to somebody who is able to think solutions and solve problems, in the next 2 years, these guys may not even have a job. Today, it's easy.
That's what I said. They are in the comfort zone.
Yeah,
They have to leave their comfort zone. You cannot be just a developer. Developer is a doer job.
correct.
You can't be in a doer job permanently. So every developer in their lifetime always aim to grow and become a senior developer, maybe lead, and eventually become architect. Today, the requirement is you are supposed to have a lot of architectural knowledge.
Absolutely.
Or lot. You should know in-depth object orientation. You should know solid principles. You should know monolithic architecture, microservices architecture, NTR, and there are various things which a developer will have to be very good at, because that is how they will be able to give proper instructions to AI. AI is the doer, and developer will have to now take the role of thinker. That means they have to move now from doing to thinking, which is actually the primary job of an architect. So yes, architectural concepts are what the third category of people should learn.
No, wow, that's quite insightful actually. During this conversation itself, I've actually reevaluated how I'm thinking, and I wouldn't say predicted, but understood what can happen in the future.
Developers will actually become very productive, maybe 10x time. Say 30 to 70% of the developer job is already being done by AI, and AI is only becoming more and more intelligent. 2024, AI was in 10th class. January 2025 is
Graduated.
AI actually, no, wait. AI is not graduated in January 2024, it went into 11th class. And then DeepSeek came, then that's why it went into 12th class.
Acha, still 12.
And then in May, better models have come. I would say AI actually graduated.
Yeah, the transition from January to May is itself insane, because
And now recently last month,
PhD kar liya bhai.
exactly, Opus 4.5 Claude PhD, it surpassed all the benchmarks. Gemini 3.0 Pro.
sorry.
Yeah.
Gemini.
And better than that is Opus.
Wow.
Opus 4.5 is better in solutions, especially for developers. So AI is, we are still looking at only the
Minute changes.
चिंगारी है, आग लगना बाकी है अभी.
आग लगेगी जब लोगों
2026 is आग लगेगी. Correct. Job जाएगी वो बोल के नहीं बोल सकता हूँ, but the way they approach towards a solution
absolutely
is going to change.
people who get stagnated, they will start losing their.
But then I want to now introduce, before we get late, fourth category.
Yeah, the fourth is pretty important, I believe, because you have put it in the last.
Exactly. AI enabled developer. The way applications are already getting developed is changing. We want to talk to our application. I want to probably through speech give instructions. I want my application to see certain things, use it vision, and capture certain input. The way input and output is happening in the application is completely changed. It's no more just keyboard and monitor.
Absolutely.
Right? And those kind of things, every developer will have to start thinking that it's possible. Right now, people are not focused on that. That is where they have to start learning OpenAI API, Gemini API, or they have to start working on platforms like Azure AI Cognitive Services or
Azure AI Foundry.
Azure AI Foundry is the platform which Microsoft has given like a big gift.
Insane.
Or Vertex AI by Google. Like these are the next level of features which they can incorporate into their application, which are quite intelligent applications. So applications have moved from modern applications
Getting at.
and intelligent.
So when cloud computing came, application moved from normal server application, like in-house applications, to modern applications because they were insanely
We
scalable.
call them as modern because they were adapting to the latest in the trend. But now, modern intelligent application is what every developer will have to build.
That word has been coined during this podcast. Modern intelligent application. I think the audience should remember that.
Yes. And that is the fourth category every developer should strive to. They should be able to use AI not just as a tool, but should be able to use AI for building intelligent applications, or I would say, should be able to build the tools which others use for becoming more productive.
Solve the problem using AI rather than solving your own problem of being
That is where they can save their job and probably add big value to the organization.
100%. So I would just like to summarize because this discussion has been quite elaborate. I just hope that our
Four types.
appreciates it. The first type, which is the traditional developers as we know them. You have been one, but people who have been in your shoes before, they are amazing at coding. They know all the APIs. They know all the methods. Their insane problem solving skills come handy for the organization. But these people are still using their cognitive abilities to remember code, write code, and also do a lot of manual labor work. So these are the people, I would say,
They'll go away. Don't worry.
they'll go away. Rather, I would say that in today's world, the chunk of these people is quite less, I would say.
They will become zero soon.
Yeah. So most of the people, they have at least started prompting GitHub Copilot ki acha mujhe bhai ye code de de. So then comes the next level of developers, which is your AI assisted developers. These are the people.
No, second is not AI.
Yeah, second is the non-coder sellers. Yeah, non-coder developers. And these are the people who are actually solving their own problem without actually outsourcing it to other people.
Fully relying on AI.
Fully relying on AI. And
They are stuck, gone. But they are able to solve. AI is getting into
yeah, because the requirement is not as elaborate as an enterprise application. So just pure English, these are
day-to-day activities.
day-to-day coders. Then comes your AI assisted coders. While this category, actually there is I would say there's a still, it's
all those pro developers who have already started using GitHub Copilot are AI assisted.
Yeah, but we reached to a very good conclusion over here is that people are not actually exploiting the actual power of only GitHub Copilot, let alone the other tools.
Exactly.
So
They
for
should
them,
use the tools properly in and out. They should know the power which is there inside. It's like having a nuclear bomb in hand but not knowing that it's a bomb.
it looks like a chili bomb, basically.
So that's a blunder.
So if these people don't start to upgrade themselves to a point where they become a thinker from a doer, their job is at stake in the next 2 years.
100%.
Because code to yaar AI de dega na. Then comes the category that matters the most. Today, problem solving has rather topics like NLP, computer vision, and machine learning models.
And you know a lot.
I'm not even graduate. So these actually seem like
Cognitive services are becoming part of everything.
yeah, I would say these seem like really heavy tasks, and if a normal person would like to develop an application, they wouldn't even imagine putting computer vision inside their application. But
Exactly.
today, even domain
Basically, they have to go from not knowing that these are possible to knowing that these are possible.
And then
because again, we can make use of AI in implementing these things.
Absolutely.
How to create agents, how does actually AI really works in background. So that aspect, they should have very good knowledge. And you know what? Many times I get a call saying that people are getting overwhelmed with the way they are looking at AI. And this is a problem. Why? Because it's like multiple things on their plate and they are not able to decide what to do.
That's the general trend.
That shouldn't happen. I would actually want to talk to such people, personal guidance if I can give, where I can convince them that it's not that complicated. It's just that a systematic approach has to be taken and we can conquer. Go one mountain at a time and climb Tirupati. 7 mountains also you can easily cross.
Absolutely.
Himalaya, you see only 7 mountains, gone. You won't be able to go by foot. You'll have to take a shortcut, but that shortcut you will not enjoy.
Absolutely. So coming to the conclusion, this extended longer than it should have because we kept on talking, and it's a really nice thing.
I felt it's pretty natural.
4 types of developer, guys. First is your traditional developer. If you're one of them, please don't be. Start using AI. Start trusting AI. It will help you become more productive. The second type of people, I don't even know if you're watching this, but if you're watching this, kudos to you for the ability to have your own problem solving techniques and able to build your own small applications. But our major concentration on the last two types, which is the AI assisted developers. These are the people who have to go from just doers to thinkers because AI is practically going to do everything and anything for you. And finally, the major category, which is the AI enabled developers. And these are the people who are actually going to integrate artificial intelligence into applications, and they are going to concentrate on how each and every task, which probably took 10 steps, could have been automated in just one. How you can actually converse with your entire application. So any solution to the problem that AI provides,
Human-like conversation.
human-like conversation. So any solution to the problem that AI provides today, integrating them into an application. Fourth category is what you want to be. And if you are looking at that, I would request you to press that subscribe button, like this video, because we are going to come up with a lot of different concepts. This podcast is not just going to talk about tools and technologies and industry trends, but we are going to deep dive into certain concepts that are important for the AI assisted developers and are also important for the AI enabled developers. So
And you don't need to be overwhelmed.
very important. So thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate the time that you have spent with us. And thanks. Okay, I'll do that. Thanks a lot, Dad, for doing this with me.
Great.
Thank you. Have a great day.